This right here is the most advanced e-bike available in the market, as it has a fingerprint reader to lock and unlock your e-bike. It has a lot of data. It even has projectors as turn signals. Today, I want to go ahead and share with you my ownership experience with one of the most advanced e-bikes available in the market. The brand is Utopia and the model is Cord. It's available both step through and high step. It's piano inspirational design, has no welding, so the body is super clean and just elegant. It has anti-theft features that won't break the bank. In terms of overall value, it has a nice low-key minimum design that doesn't really scream e-bike, which is beneficial, especially if you cruise a lot in the streets. If you leave this parked outside, it's less likely to gather unwanted attention. So if you're looking for the ultimate cruiser for city traffic or even daily commutes, you need to check out this e-bike. So I've been using this e-bike for 1 whole month now, and I'm really impressed in terms of the quality and handling and performance. As this is one of the only few e-bikes available in the market that actually has a fingerprint reader to lock the bike and unlock. And it does support GPS tracking because this bike does have an eSIM, so it's super secure in terms of anti-theft features. And it's extremely informative because the display that it has is a nice, cool, pixelated display. Gives you a bunch of information from calories to the weather conditions. But it's the app that really allows this bike to shine. So the app that's used to download is the Utopia. And here is where you can actually find its alarm security features for its anti-theft. It does have auto log run. So as soon as you start riding your bike, it immediately starts logging your data. If you tap right here on the shield icon, and you connect via Bluetooth to the bike, it takes a couple of seconds, pretty quick. Here you'll see the battery life percentage, the name of your bike, and also the capability to actually lock it. Now the bike is actually locked in the arm if we approach it and we unlock with the fingerprint scanner. But if I shake the bike, the alarm will actually play. It won't stop until I actually use the fingerprint reader to successfully unlock it. But here I have the capability to toggle the lights on or off. And you can kind of see the projectors, sort of. It's still kind of sunny outside, but I could turn off the lights. I could arm the alarm mode right here. I have full capability to control the audio level, which really does get really loud. Vibration mode, because this little unit does actually vibrate whenever you press the little mode button. You could have it turned off completely or select 3 different levels. And then in terms of Bluetooth speakers, you can actually use this as a Bluetooth speaker as you're cruising. But if you hit advanced, auto lights to be enabled. Celsius, Fahrenheit, kilometers and miles, all that's fully adjustable. And in terms of sound, you can change the ring bell to a dog barking, a ring, a horse, or a horn, or a game. Dog, in my opinion, that's the best one because it just sounds more natural. Here, take a listen. And of course, you can have the traditional bell if you like. So I really do like the fact that everything is literally customizable with this bike. And in terms of feature firmware updates, there's feature updates that this bike can receive. So maybe in the near future, additional features will be added, which is really awesome. And the fingerprint is where you can actually go in and register your fingerprint. Super easy to do. So yeah, I could literally lock the bike from the app or using the fingerprint reader. You'll do the lock with the bark. So as soon as this bike begins moving, if somebody's trying to steal it, it's gonna sound an annoying alarm, and you can actually track the exact location via GPS. If you tap the 0 arrow right here, it'll show the bike exact location, battery life percentage, and the time it was last connected to a cellular connection. All of this is tracked via the app, and of course I'm gonna have this all blurred out, but just take my word for it. You can literally pin the exact location of your bike. But in broad daylight, this screen is really bright and easy to read. Now there's 2 versions of this e-bike. There's the step through and the high step. The one I currently am using is the high step, and this one has height rating anywhere between 5'7" to 6'5". Now I'm personally 5'8", and I barely meet the standards to ride this bike comfortably, to quickly hop on and off. So if you're around my height, I'll recommend picking up the step through instead, because the step through is actually rated to be able to support anybody between 5'3" all the way to 6'1". Now this was the e-bike that Utopia sent me for me to review and demonstrate to you guys. Even though you could be 5'7", barely meet the standard, I'll still recommend going with the step through. It's comfortable even though I'm right there at the very bottom line. from being able to ride this in terms of its recommended height. So yes, before you comment in the comment section, I'm aware it's too tall for me. But once I'm on the bike, it just gets up and go. And the riding position is pretty comfortable. Now let's go ahead and talk about the bike specs. Now the battery capacity is rated at 360 watt hours. And the range can go up to 75 miles under a single charge. It has adapted torque sensors, which means unlike other traditional e-bikes, the engine doesn't automatically trigger on and off randomly. This one's much smooth and will automatically engage as soon as you begin pedaling, so it doesn't give you like a hefty jerk like some other e-bikes typically would. It is using high quality battery cells, as it is using Samsung cells, and to fully charge the battery could take anywhere between 2.5 to up to 3 hours with 0% charge. It does have hydraulic disc brakes. That has a lot of stopping power, as you're going to go ahead and see right here. And it's paired with an 8-speed, which has this cool grip design, which is what's used to actually switch between different gears. The motor is rated at 350 watts with 45 newton meters of torque, and all that together, this bike is extremely smooth to ride, and going uphill, there's no issues whatsoever. It's super smooth, handles extremely well. So when it comes to riding up hills, this thing has no struggle whatsoever. Now the top speed is assisted to get you up to 20 miles per hour. So this bike technically is a class 1. And for those who don't know the difference between class 1 all the way to class 3, the quick rundown is basically this. Class 1 is assisted all the way to 20 miles per hour, which is what this bike is. Class 2, same story, but has this throttle control in case you just want to go with throttle, no pedaling assist whatsoever. And then Class 3 has a top speed of 28 miles per hour, but there's no throttle. Now the beauty about this bike, it's super lightweight. So lightweight that it makes traveling up the stairs and bringing it up right here for this video really convenient and light, because with the battery and everything in total, this bike weighs about 46 pounds, which is what's allowing this bike to be a super competitive in terms of range under a single charge, because 75 miles of range is actually really impressive for such a battery of this size and motor. Now this Utopia bike is indeed the US version, so some things is different than the UK version e-bikes, because this one actually has functional turn signals, and it is indeed compatible with the ARES lights in the back, which illuminates this brake light. Unfortunately, it doesn't illuminate when you trigger the brakes, but it's a nice safety feature because it just always illuminates in the back here. But to have access to your turn signals, you just press this little control right here and it'll actually switch. Now the control layout on this thing is really easy to use. The center button right here just toggles your bell. And up and down will just change the different modes that it has. So 0 will be just pedal only, no assist whatsoever. Next mode will be Eco. The other mode will be Comfort. And if you long press on the up button, this will unlock Turbo, which will give the bike more of a responsive torque of power to get you onto that top speed of 20 miles per hour quicker. Now this bike does have voice controls too, so you can actually toggle the voice assistant to actually toggle the flashlight if you wish. Or if you like, you can always just long press this button, and this will also illuminate the flashlight as well. And then this button over here, if you long press on here, this will actually toggle the walk assist, which helps you walk the bike if you're not riding it up a hill and such. It will engage the engine so you can actually easily walk it over a steep hill or something. Now the assembly of this bike was really easy and straightforward. And the cool thing about this bike is the tools and everything was indeed provided. So there's no need to have access to a toolbox or anything like that. Once you purchase this bike, they literally give you everything that's needed to properly assemble this thing. But other key elements to this bike that it has is it does have reflective tires, and the front wheel is easily able to be removed without any tools. So it does have a quick release right here in front. If you wish to add fenders, there are mounting points right here, so you can add that later on if you wish, or other accessories, including a basket. They have a bunch of accessories available on their website. And this bike does pair with an app, which gives you control ability to adjust the audio and everything else on this bike from the Utopia app as well. It automatically records your riding logs, gives you real world navigation on the display right here, so you don't have to have your phone out and risk of it falling off and damaging. It does have a built-in Bluetooth speaker because you can actually play music out of this bike as well, which makes this into the ultimate city cruiser in my opinion when it comes to making daily commutes. And once you're done, you just simply lock the bike and the security system will go on, so you can actually monitor your bike using the app at all times, making sure nobody else steals it. But I would still recommend carrying a chain because it doesn't hurt. But if somebody snaps the chain, you do have additional security measurements this bike has to make sure that your investment is protected and can't get easily stolen like some other e-bikes. So there you guys have it. That is the Utopia Shore. Comment down below, what do you think about this gorgeous looking e-bike? I personally do love the handles, the handlebar and stuff. This design is really slick and minimum, and it's definitely fun to ride. If you'd like to find out where you can go ahead and pick one up, I'll be sure to include links and more information about this bike in the description down below. Thank you, Utopia, for sponsoring today's video and allowing us to check out this e-bike right here for us to test out and talk about and go in depth on some of the nitty-gritty details for everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.